Hello, welcome back to Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations. See the tiger. So, we're finally going to see the tiger on the stand. We've almost got this case won now. I wish I could agree. I cross-examined Mr. Armstrong just now. He said he was just doing what the tiger told him to. Godot picked up on it, remember? He pointed out that without proof, we don't know if what he testified is the truth. Do you think Mr. Armstrong was lying? I don't know. If that's the line the prosecution takes, we could be in trouble. I get the feeling that we don't have the case-making evidence we're going to need. Hey, pal. Detective Gumshoe. What are you so jumpy about today? Your hair's standing on end. Hey, that's the pot calling the kettle black, little Miss Top Knot. It's not a top knot. Never mind about the hair. Just calm down, alright? I can't stand still when I don't have a job to do. I kind of get wound up. Oh, no kidding. I gotta have something. Anything. Well, hey, I'm gonna take a jog back down to the precinct. I could get some prints analyzed for you if you got an hour. An hour? Trial will have reconvened by then. Hey, we still don't have a really decisive piece of evidence, right? True. Without some kind of trump card to pull it out of the bag, we're really stuck. You said you could get some fingerprint analysis done in an hour. You bet. In that case, would you mind checking the prints on this screen? Take that! If you're going back to the station anyway, can you find out whose prints are on this? Oh, hey, that's the small bottle I came back to explore, right? Yeah, I think it's time we solved the last mystery of who the prince client belongs to. Sure thing, pal. Actually, that's been gnawing at me too. Okay, I'll get us off to the lab right away. Just make sure you don't lose the case before I get back. This is pretty much the final showdown, I guess. It's time to separate the phonies from the real guys. Well, now we can... Mr. Godot, did you find this Furio Tigre? I obtained him for you. It was a 3-cup job. No problem. Obtained him? Right. The Furio Tigre. Come on. He's pretty lively. Be careful. He still bites. Very well. We show Mr. Tigre to the stand. Witness. Please state your name and occupation. Don't run under the table, Maya. Unless there's room for me down there, too. What do you say to me? Nothing. I'm gonna say nothing. Honestly. You could have guessed that fear induced a bad Brooklyn accent in the judge. I got business to take care of. You hear me? So hear that half calling me into this door. You Spiky. Please call him Spiky. No, of course not. It was the judge. Your Honor. Oh, dear. I didn't see that drop like that. What I did it. Don't mind me. Just carry on with the proceedings as well. That's it. Maybe you didn't hear me. I said, who the heck was it that called me in here? There's no need to shout. We can all hear you. What do you say? There's no point in struggling. You're caught in a snare. The relentless snare of the law. And I'm the one that hauled you in. Too cool. Don't let him get the better of you. Let's start with the basics. You know about the incident in question, correct? Incident? I don't know nothing about no stinking incident in Masterwood. You didn't attend the previous trial of 92. I've got more important things to do than watch courtroom dramas. Of course. Perhaps you could give us your testimony then. Please tell us about what you did on the day of the murder. Phoenix Wright. You's the one who set this up, didn't you? You's gonna regret the day you ruffled the tiger's fur. You hear what I'm saying? Maybe I should have brought a diaper with me today. Get a grip, Nick. Tiger's alibi. I don't know nothing about no murder. I was tied up in business in December last year. Spent all my time in my office. I got wills lined up to borrow cash from tender lender every single day. Please want to check my alibi? Just ask Viola. At last I found my pen. What is it? Please, witness. You can refrain from shouting out like that. I know the kind of games that guy in the blue plays. That little, I think, no lawyer. He just punches away at stupid details till it breaks. Oh, me? He has a point there. Listen up, Story. Every time you ask me something that doesn't relate to this case, I'm gonna bill you $50,000. He's gonna borrow the cash from me. It's a 1-1 contract I can use to sign. Don't think it ain't gonna hurt when you tangle with the tiger. I love the spectator's sport. Just a minute. That's really not. This witness is, how can I put it, a hungry tiger trying to throw into the early dawn. Get on his bad side, and I'll bite everyone's heads off. Yours too. Very well. I have no choice but to impose a penalty system. You better be listening. I said I got business to take care of. Big business. If I don't split now, I ain't gonna catch my loss. The court will impose a penalty for any irrelevant pressing of witness testimony. Keep that in mind as you begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. You can do it, Nick. Come out from under there already, would you, Maya? You scared? Alright, Tiger. Let's do this. Are you sure about that? We're talking about 1 month ago, you know. You see these teeth? That's how sharp my secretary is. Sharp? Is he talking about Viola and Canterbury? She writes everything in my schedule. December, mainly in the office. That's what it says, so that's where I was. It seems like a rather sketchy schedule. There he goes again. What the tiger did all December isn't the issue. What's important is what he was doing on the day of the murder. So, now what? Sorry. Mr. Tigre, what do you want? You wouldn't mind going into a bit more detail?
Objection!
This is a dead-end trade. You know it. Remember the rules.
Objection!
No, it's essential that we establish the witness's alibi accurately. I agree. The victim was killed on December 3rd. Were you in the office that day too? Maybe you ain't listening. Of course I was. I never set foot outside. I had meetings all day with a bunch of cats wanting to do with you. I never seen that young kid before. I didn't believe the witness's last statement was important. Well, Mr. Godal had to be pleased. Mr. Tigre, the court asked you to add that last statement to your testimony. Don't let an animal beat you. Be a man, Your Honor, and ask him yourself. The days you were talking about, I was in the office too. I never saw that kid before.
Hold it!
By Violetta, you're talking about the Canterbury families. Yeah, you don't want to cross them, or he's gonna wind up sleeping with the fishes. Once the Godfather finds out he's been dragging Violetta through the mud, he'll do you in. Sorry, I couldn't quite put it all together towards the end there. He said that just like Viola, didn't he? I had the feeling this might not be the right time to program about her. I think it's too dangerous to press things without knowing where they might end up. I better just focus on gathering information at the moment. Now then, Mr. Tigre, would you mind repeating your testimony from the beginning, please? My time ain't free, you hear? Please better remember that. If I miss that bus, someone's gonna pay.
Hold it!
You didn't know Mr. Cornell, really? I don't mess with the gruppies when there are bigger fish to fry. What do you say, boss? Who? Me? How's about I hit you with a fat $200,000? Well, I'm seriously considering it. Wow, the Tiger's a really good salesman. Salesman, huh? Yeah, and if I want to sell this case, I need to copy him. How about you hit him with a fat piece of evidence, boss? I wish it was that easy.
Objection!
Yeah. Mr. Tigre, you claim you didn't know Mr. Gwinnett, but it appears that Mr. Elg knew you. What? Mr. Elg left this little note on his calendar. Meet with the tiger. And the date? December 3rd. December 3rd? That's the day of the murder. So, Mr. Tigre, I submit that you did indeed know one Mr. Gwinnett. Because on the very day of the incident, you met with him. Do they explain why he has red skin? Not bad. He's actually not bad. Or is it just because? Sorry. I was just messing with you to see how good you were. Did you hear that, Nick? He said you're not bad. It's just a really big suntan or something. That's one compliment I can do without. Unless he's lying through his teeth. Witness, please remember that you're under oath. Lies will not be tolerated. He's calling me a liar. Is that what you're doing? So you're saying that you claim to have never seen that kid before. Is the truth? I said I'm dead serious. He's better believe that's the truth. Then I'd say that gives me time to enjoy another cup of pure black magic. That is why you testify for the court again, Mr. Tigre. Oh, yes. Would you mind indulging the court witness? He never actually met the victim. That's got to be a lie right there. It's time I nailed this guy. The victim, Gwinnett. I ain't no liar. I never met Gwinnett. There was some lame guy with that name, though. Wanted to borrow cash. I set up a meeting with the guy at my office, Tenderloin. I waited around for him, but he never showed. I ain't ever been to that trading joint. He's here. I see. That all seems perfectly logical. You had arranged to meet with the victim, but he didn't show up. I've heard it's pretty hard to keep appointments when you're dead. Well, you may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Didn't I tell you I got a big deal going down today? I ain't gonna make my bus now. I'm gonna have to take the express train. That bill's going straight to you, right? That's very strange. According to the manager of the firm where the victim worked, December 3rd was the day he had to repay his rent. He wasn't there to discuss borrowing money, but repaying what he owed. Oh, yeah, maybe he's right. Whatever it was going down at the beginning of this week. So you did meet Mr. Elk then. Hey, you're right. He's right. Wanna just cool your jets a second. So your meeting wasn't supposed to be at Trade yet. Why would I want to go to a dump like that? If I want to talk with my clients, I got an office decked out for the job. I got the best punching bag you ever saw. Not exactly a professional office you got there, you know. So you were in your office on the day in question. He didn't show up. Huh, what do you think, Trey? Let's see. How does a dead man get from a French restaurant to a loan shark's office? And you yourself didn't go to Trade yet? What are you trying to pin on me here? Why don't you just come down to my office? We can chat about this thing my way. Yeah, I got the best punching bag you ever saw. No need. I'm good, thanks. Listen up, I ain't got nothing more to say, except this. Never? Not even once? Not even once. I was in my office the day that went down. I didn't put no poison in no kid's coffee. Capiche? Do you think he really didn't eat that? Not likely. thinks this guy's behind the whole thing. See, I mean, that little testimony just gave us a lot. Of course, so we can't afford to give him time to think of ways to plug the leaks. I've got to nail him while I still can. And yet, your name was written on the victim's calendar. Get that horse calendar out of my face. I'm the tiger, not a limp horse, you fool. Tigers like me eat horses like that for breakfast. No. Witnesses aren't permitted to eat evidence. Not that they ever would. Well, there was a case once where young lied. Wait, really? Anyway, so you had never met the victim before. How do you explain this note he left us? I'm so scared. I don't want to mess up because I want help. I should just use spare items. Oh yeah, we found these there. That makes sense. Okay. Mr. Tigre, is there something you'd like to tell the court about these matches? Matches? What you was talking about? We found them in your office at Tender Letter. They're from that restaurant. Ooh. If you've really never been to Caribbean before. What was a book of the restaurant's matches doing on your desk? You've been snooping around in my stuff too what? What are you, my ball and chain? Ain't no broad control. Order. Well, I think it's time to start telling us the truth, don't you? We're sorry. Forgive me. I ain't no pussycat. I don't go back on what I said. But, okay, I would have to join that day. What? But listen good, alright? I might have been there, but I still never met that kid. Well. Looks like an order just came in for another testimony. I'm this close to proving it was him. He did meet Glen Elk that day, and he did put poison in his coffee. He must have. At Tribune. I was supposed to meet with the kid at the restaurant when I opened the door to the joint. I saw one ugly scene. The guy was laid out over the table, stiff as concrete. I figured if the place wasn't hot already, it was gonna be, so I swore. I heard the cop sirens on my way out, and I went straight back to my office. I see. You didn't actually meet with him in the end, then. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Hold it. If I wait around here any longer, I ain't even gonna make the normal express. No more stupid questions. Ha, no problem. Anytime Fred presses you on something irrelevant, I'll see he pays a penalty. Mr. Godot, it's my job. Your job is to slam that little hammer of yours and call it guilty for me. So do it. Yes, sir. Special express ain't cheap, right? Just so you know, since you's paying. Oh man, doesn't the rule of law mean anything around here? Yikes.
Hold it!
An ugly scene? What do you mean?
Objection!
The witness had already told us straight, which makes that question irrelevant. I will let myself to 17 cups of trial during the trial. That's the you better limit the number of times you can take a penalty. Your guts look right there inside of your chin. Ash, don't make me worse again, Mr. Wright. You get it, point up. Oh, dude. Whoa. Alright then. So you didn't actually set foot inside the restaurant, then? The tiger is a baby cat. I don't hang around for nothing. I ain't got time to be caught up in no murder investigation. So what exactly is this? This is just inside the front door. You're detective friend was up in trouble with the check after taking 5 books from him. Poor Cumshoe, false enough to make a man cry. I wonder what this was all about, man. Look straight back. The bout of guilt suddenly hit you for what you did. What are you trying to say? Trying to tell me you ain't never guilty of nothing? We all have our crosses to bear. All have to swallow the dark secrets we have. Like this. Courtroom's not exactly the place to talk about dark secrets, is it? You've done your best, right? I know. Must be profoundly true. What do you think? Journalist to the truth. I knew I would get a...
Objection!
You're something of a lawn-collecting pro, aren't you, Mr. Tigre? No one escapes the tiger's clutches. Well, I'm something of a lie-detecting pro. No one escapes the phoenix's clutches. I think it's time we got something straight. What's this straight? A new line of irrelevant question. These are the 4 points of the crime scene. You say you were standing at the entrance, Mr. Tigre. From there, your field of vision would have covered an area with something like this. Indeed, the witness would have had a clear view of the victim's seat. Isn't that what I just said? I saw the back of the kid's head. Unfortunately for you, that's not possible. If the court would think back, you'll remember that between each of the tables is a tall partition. Why, that's true. Now look at the plans again. The truth is painfully obvious. From the entrance, the field of vision of any customer ends here. So, from the entrance of Tribulations, you couldn't have seen the victim's seat. You did see the victim that day, because you met with him.
Objection!
Well, have you forgotten the old man's testimony yesterday? He was alone at his table.
Objection!
But the defense just proved that point to be moved. The victim witnessed by Mr. Kudo was not one elk, but a fake. What? In order to have Mr. Kudo falsely testify, the real killer posed as the victim he had just killed and acted out of surety. That will do. This trial has gone on long enough without the obvious question being answered. Who exactly was this real killer who impersonated the victim? You say the killer murdered Wright, who impersonated his victim in the performance for Victor Kudo. In that case, Mr. Wright, reveal the identity of this criminal to the court. Can't be doing that.
Take that!
Really? Obviously, the killer is Furio Tigre. No one else could have done it. What? Well, witness. Now that's cute. You think you can pin this on the tiger. Maybe you can. There it is. Come on. You got guts. You can't threaten me, Mr. Tigre. It's an offense. Go ahead and tell the witness, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright. Sounds to me like it must be you, old man. He's gonna... No, God, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright, do not leave me to handle this alone. Perhaps I can end this embarrassment. Mr. God. Let's just go back over Mr. Kudo's testimony one more time. The old man didn't see just the victim. Oh, no. Was the victim you saw the real victim or not? That doesn't matter. The fact is, he saw the accused put the poison into the coffee. I just wanted to be sure it was Tigre. How did he make himself look like Gwen? Yes, it was the waitress who poisoned him.
Objection!
Very impressive, Mr. Godot, waiting for my absence to launch your attack. He just jumped up. Found your pen at last, Trey. It was in my pocket. But anyway, Mr. Kudo witnessed two people that day. He saw the victim, the supposed Mr. Glenelk, and the waitress from behind. Yes, your point, Mr. Wright. I think the conclusion is obvious. This Glenelk was really a killer in disguise. It's certainly is possible the waitress was also part of the show. What? You mean the waitress was an imposter as well? The defendant, his beard, fell unconscious immediately after this incident. Someone used her victim to hatch an elaborate plan to pin the murder on her. Who on earth was it? Who is this waitress that Mr. Kudo witnessed? Viola Tigre. She's 25? What? Wow, I thought she was like 17.
Take that!
Who is this woman? Her name is Viola Tigre. She's an employee at Tenderloin. He's making a big mistake. Do you know who Violetta's grandfather is? You better be going home in an armored truck tonight, if you know what I mean. Stop shaking me. Where was I? Yes, the defendant, his beard, the state of the fall. There are just too many contradictions in this case. The second man at the victim's table, whom nobody but Miss Beard seems to have seen. The earpiece worn by the victim in his left ear when that eardrum was ruptured. And the radio show he was supposedly listening to half an hour afterwards. There's only one logical explanation that clears up all these contradictions. The whole incident took place twice, once for real and once for show. And Mr. Furio Tigre, the only person who could have committed the crime, is you. Witness, what have you got to say? That's cute. Sorry, he's alright. I could do with a guy like you around. What do you mean? Okay, I'm in on this game. I'm gonna have to charter a jet to get me to my meeting now, but I'm gonna give you one more thing to think about before I play. Something to think about? He's got it all wrapped up nice. You missed out one real important thing. But that can't be. I was in the joint that day, and I met that kid too. But I couldn't have poisoned him. You see, what? Do you really expect us to believe you now, Mr. Tigre? What a troublemaker. Troublemaker? Looks like we're going to need another one for the road. One more steaming cup of hot testimony. Indeed. Witness, you'll explain yourself to the court. I will give you one more chance to testify. What happened that day at Trade Game between yourself and the victim? Ties to the victim. Yeah, I loaned out cash, about $100,000. That day, he was due to have a little check. The kid had hit his payback days. So anyway, he tells me he's got no way to pay. I'm about to flatten him, when he starts screaming. Yes, I won $500,000. You got what? Real one. If that waitress hadn't done what she done, everything would have been. Now, I see that the principal amount you loaned to Mr. Elk was $50,000. Yeah, well, he's got the VIC to take into account. Interest builds up fast, you know. That's faster than fast. $100,000 is twice his principal. And the repayment deadline was December 3rd, the day of the incident in question. Yeah, he was one lucky kid. He got that $500,000 just in time. So I ain't had no reason to kill the kid. And if I ain't got no motive, you ain't got no case. His motive? He has to have one. But what is it? Whoa. there anyone else in the restaurant at the time? I don't remember. There was no one there. I'll wear that ridiculous tiger shirt for a month. Mr. Armstrong, Maggie, and if I'm right, Viola, Cat, and Marie were all there at the time. So, the midnight attendant can repay you for those laundry winnings. Seems that way to me. But you wouldn't normally expect to win a lot. The undying belief that your next door will end the worst business trip you've ever had. That's what defines a true winner. He makes it sound so cool. Don't be tempted, Nick. You haven't got the willpower. All I know is the kid took a shot and he got one. The waitress. The girl with the glasses in the attendant's chair. Who else could I mean? If she hadn't gotten away, things would have been bada bing, bada boom, over and done. Maybe I should push a little on this. Ask how things were. Huh. What do you mean things would have been over and done with? Are you all there or what? I'm talking about the cash. I was there to get my $100,000 back. That's all. I'm a businessman. It was all coming together before that waitress got me. As far as I can tell from the witness's testimony. Other than recruiting as well, Tigre had no motives for killing. Witness, you all made your testimony to reflect what you just said. Tiger's motive. I was after the $100,000. I didn't have no other reason to kill the man. Or you did. Did he run into your car? Scooter? Is it a scooter or is it MC Bomber? Or Viola's medical papers.
Objection!
So you just intended to get back the $100,000, Mr. Elgo, you correct. I got it. I only got the cash, so that's my right. Unfortunately for Mr. Elgo, $100,000 wasn't enough to cover it, was it? Huh. About 6 months ago, you were involved in a traffic accident. What? An accident involving a car and a scooter, which a young woman. She was taken to the hospital, where she underwent surgery. Where did you get all this info? These medical papers document the treatment of the young woman in question. According to these, her operation cost $1 million. Payment for these expenses was due in December of last year and was paid in full. $1 million. A preposterous sum. Someone should sue these HMOs. Ha! No one would pay a bill like that. If the medical association got wind of it, the hospital would end up as dead as well. But Mr. Tigre had no choice but to pay, because his very life depended on it. Order. You say his life depended on it, Mr. Wright. Indeed it did, simply because the injured woman was none other than Viola Tigre. Did you say category? Bruno Category, mob boss in charge of all underworld activities in the city. Doting grandfather to his precious wife, Viola, also known as Viola Category. Your life was in danger unless you paid compensation to the boss, correct? It makes sense. You were desperate to acquire the $1 million Category demanded of you. So desperate, in fact, that you decided to sacrifice Glenn Ellis' life to pay Order. What do you say to that witness?
Objection!
It's a nice little fairy tale story, but even if the witness did pay the $1 million, that doesn't tie him to Mr. Ellis' murder. Mr. Ellis only owed $100,000 and had no hope of repaying. Yeah, that guy wasn't like this big.
Objection!
I don't think so. In fact, the opposite is true. The opposite. Lending money with no hope of ever seeing your payment would normally be bad for business. But in this case, the very fact that went out had no way to repay the money was appreciated. Look, do you know where you're going with this, man? You've got to think outside the box, Mark. Outside the box. It's very straightforward. Mr. Tigre wasn't after the $100,000 bond. Seems means you have a logical conclusion for this theory, Mr. Wright. Care to share it with us? What exactly is Mr. Tigre? MC Bomber.
Take that!
Glenelg was a programmer, a highly skilled programmer. That skill is the collateral Mr. Ellis put up in the bar. Care to explain how skill can use his collateral to secure a loan shark? He had the skill to create a computer virus, so he did. A virus known as MC Bomb. Computer virus? What is one of those two? Computer virus is a program that wreaks havoc on the insides of computer. What does one of those do? I guess the pyramid isn't the only part of his honor that is storage. I'll explain it to you later, Your Honor. Right now, this is so important for you. A virus like MC Bomber would be worth several $1 million on the black market. Mr. Tigre, you couldn't have cared less about the $100,000. Isn't that right? All you cared about was one thing, the virus. On the day of the murder, Mr. Tigre's sole intention was to get his hands on the seat. Glenelg had no way of paying back the $100,000 to Mr. Tigre. But then a miracle happened. The kind that Mr. Tigre preferred to say never, but he can't, and neither can I. Honor you? Exactly. With 11,000, Mr. Elk won $500,000 on the line, which left Mr. Tigre with no way of getting his hands on the all-important secret. At least, no legitimate way. So he resorted to illegitimate means. That's crazy. He murdered Glenelg and then made his next move to frame Maggie Beard for the crime. Mr. Tigre posed as Glenelg, while Viola categorically played the role of Miss Beard. And then they reenacted the whole thing in order to establish a witness. The witness being the one who all heard testify yesterday, Mr. Victor.
Objection!
Like I said, Wright is crazy. No one can pull off stuff like that. For starters, there's no way the chef could have been kept in the dark about it.
Objection!
But Mr. Armstrong was in on it from the very beginning. Have you forgotten already, Mr. Rudo? Mr. Armstrong owed the witness money too, $500,000 in fact. He had no choice but to go along with Mr. Tigre's plan. Order. Silence. Order. He's put on a good show, Spiky. If you just want to stay alive in the loan shark business, you gotta be careful. You saying I dressed up like that kid, created a witness, framed someone. If I did something crazy like that, I leave a trail of brains in my shirt. I'm dumb enough to do something sloppy like that. I agree. Dude, despite your appearance, you were very careful. That's why you took one more precaution. One more trick to make sure this beard had no way out. What? Another one. Mr. Wright. Interesting. Why don't you fill us all in? What was this trick you saved, Mr. Tigre, before I break Okay. So the trick. First, yes, the back.
Take that!
What on earth is that? What an insult to think anyone could be fooled by such a childish imitation. Consider yourself insulted, Your Honor. Mr. Tigre, you didn't just pose as the victim on the day in question. A month ago, in this very court, you posed as me. What? That's the truth. The witness looks nothing like you, Mr. Wright. Although, now that I think about it, it was you, wasn't it? No doubt it was you, standing in here, this very court, a mere month ago. The Phoenix Wright who put up the most disputable, shabby defense I had ever seen.
Objection!
Can you prove that, Graves? Prove those hurting you were ever going to be accused here a month ago was this man. Are you prepared to take the stand and testify that it was him? Yeah. I wouldn't do something like that. Not me. You made a mistake, right? It it was someone else.
Objection!
How do you know pride?
Objection!
This isn't a matter of pride. Because when you know it's right, here in court, you deal with people's lives. You're on. Speaking for myself, I am absolutely convinced that the only question was the witness standing before me now. However, I preside over this court as the judge, with the bestest power to hand down the verdict. Someone my position cannot be swayed by a memory without evidence. No. The defense has no further evidence. The court will now excuse the witness. Circumstances surrounding Mr. Tigre are dubious for sure, but not conclusive. But you've come so far. Say a person with one L, say a person with you, but none of that adds up to a murder charge. You don't have a shred of evidence that the witness poisoned the victim's coffee. Sucks to be you, right? Don't mess with the tiger, or you're gonna get mauled. You've got that. All you managed to do here was chase him around a bit, but I was so close to getting him to admit his own guilt. Looks like I won't be needing a refill. If I just had one more piece of evidence, and maybe I could get Maggie off the hook. This witness' cross-examination is over. You are free to go, Mr. Tigre. You're on. Sir. Wait, go shoot! Go shoot! Sorry it took so long. I staked everything in it. Go shoot! Who's in there? So here it is. I heard countermeasures too. What is it? Isn't it obvious? It's the final, decisive piece of evidence. What? Sorry it took so long, pal. I finally got the results from the lab. Results about the prince, pal, and his medicine ball. Oh, so, do you know who the prince belongs to? Do you think I'm some high on the path detector? Of course I know. So, tell us. They're tires, right? I knew it. You bet. Clear as crystal, all over the ball. The Furio Tigre is paw prints, alright. That's great. You got him now, man. What's wrong with you? You've hardly said a word since Detective Gumshoe got here. He's laid everything on the line for this snake. I know. Look, I'm sorry. This is kind of hard to say, but it really doesn't make any difference whose prints are on that bottle now. What? What we need to produce at this stage in the trial is irrefutable evidence that the tiger put poison in Glenelg's coffee. He's already admitted that he met the victim. The fact that his prints are on his bottle, that really doesn't make any difference. I know it. Great. No matter how hard I try, I'm never of any use. Hey, don't be so hard on yourself. This was our last chance to help Maggie, and I've been working on some useless piece of evidence the whole time. It's alright. I'm a real loser. It's not breaking news to me, pal. Detective Gumshoe. Maggie, you've been working on something for me. Sorry I let you down, Maggie. I know you didn't do it. I'm a detective, where you're supposed to be able to prove stuff like that. I'm really sorry. I'll get out of your hair now. Detective Gumshoe, wait. He's gone. Isn't there anything you can do now? I wish there was. Gumshoe worked so hard to get that evidence. If only there was some way I could use it. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. I'm going to hear a recess so you can prepare this decisive evidence. Yes. Don't keep us all suspensed straight. Show us. Naturally. We can assume it's evidence that will actually stand up in court. Think, Phoenix. Right here. Don't let Gumshoe's hard work go to waste. How much more of my time are you going to waste? We use what should know I'm no doubt, given the nature of the evidence, it was Nonetheless, we'll talk this through. Well, I know I can't prove anything new with this evidence. I'm really back to the recording. But maybe if he thinks he's got me beat, he'll let his guard down a bit. Don't keep us waiting any longer, Mr. Wright. Present this final piece of evidence to the court. I don't think it's the bottle. I think it's something that leads up to the bottle. And the bottle's the last thing. Oh, wait. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. Okay, bottle first.
Take that!
This is the defense's final piece of evidence. Isn't that the victims? Your Honor, naturally, the court is already aware of the contents of this bottle. However, interesting new information has come to light. We have clearly identified some fingerprints on it. Fingerprints belonging to you, Mr. Tigre. Everyone who knows what this bottle contains better set out what first fingerprints are on that bottle. Is that what you said? Well, what the heck's in it anyway? Phony trial, a phony lawyer, phony case. Everything about this case is phony. Seems like the perfect excuse for some phony evidence. Mr. Tigre, this is the decisive piece of evidence that will prove your guilt. Why? Because it contains... Mr. O'Shore's oils. Potassium cyanide. This bottle contains potassium cyanide. Potassium cyanide. Poison used to murder Mr. Elk, Your Honor. The victim's killer used this very bottle. And on this bottle, Mr. Tigre, we found your fingerprints. Well, how do you explain that? He's a good clown, you know that? What? You ain't never gonna get this to stick. You're just making me laugh. You think a teeth bluff like that's gonna fool a tiger? Yes, I see straight through your feet, right? That ain't the bottle of cyanide, is it? No, this is the bottle we found traces of it first. Don't mess with the tiger. You're gonna get ripped to shreds. Cyanide white, brown, and it was made of glass. That cheap piece of trash don't look nothing like it. Got him. At last. What? Why is everyone gone quiet? I said that bottle. Is this the bottle you're referring to? Yeah, that's it. That's the bottle the cyanide was in. But you ain't gonna find my prints on that. Don't let that cozy looking suit fool you people. That lawyer's just playing games. Tell him, Mr. Prosecutor. Tell that guy where to go. You still haven't figured it out. Don't you realize what you just said? What I said? What did I just say? You were summoned to this court for the first time earlier today. If you really had nothing to do with them, you shouldn't have known all the little details. For instance, you shouldn't have known what kind of bottle of potassium cyanide was in. But just now, you slipped up in front of every single person. You described the exact bottle used by the killer the whole place. You just don't know who used this with. I'm the tiger. I control millions of dollars on the black market. You think I'm gonna let some junk-up suit get the better of me? Sure, the last piece of evidence was phony. But that's just what you deserve. Phony trial with a phony lawyer. It was all played out by you, the biggest phony of all. Go Super Saiyan. What's going on? Looks like a blackout. Well done, sure. I saved my 17th cup of coffee just for you. Savor it. While you watch the police restrain your prey. Mr. Wright, you caught a tiger by his toe, but if this one hollers, he won't be let go. Now then, how are things going with Mr. Tigre, Mr. Godot? He's being arrested on suspicion of the murder of Cornell. Fortunately for us, we managed to rectify a very big crime. His spirit was found guilty in the absence of a genuine defense attorney. Yes, she was. And in the absence of genuine evidence, the tiger made one mistake. Indeed, he very nearly got away with it. If it wasn't for that one slip at the time, Furio Tigre was a truly frightening creature. Truly frightening. Is that defense attorney over there? Godot. Well, I am now in a position to deliver my verdict. This court finds the defendant, Maggie Beard. I'm guilty. Gumshoe! You saved us. It is all. This court is adjourned. Mr. Wright, I'm at a loss for words. Thank you, sir. Thank Gumshoe. Gumshoe should be thanked. He's the one that deserves all the thanks. I was so bad when Mr. Wright led me in all that trouble. But now I feel like I can forgive him. Hey, that wasn't me, Maggie. That was the tiger. Look, Nick, in the doorway. Gumshoe. Detective Gumshoe. Oh, guess I'll be heading off. See you around. Wait. Call me your Gumshoe. Give me a hug. Detective Gumshoe. Oh yeah. Congratulations, man. Thanks. I knew you were innocent all along. Why didn't you say that in your testimony then? Huh. Oh, well, I guess I'll be heading to see you soon. Wait up, detective. He just ran off. Maggie, why are you being so hard on him? He busted his butt for you. It's thanks to him that we got the medication bottle. That wasn't even of any use. But it's only because Mr. Wright used it so cleverly. Detective Gumshoe was just running around in circles. Poor guy. Looks like she still isn't ready to forgive him. Can't you put in a good word for him, Nick? Yeah, Maya is right. I should help Gumshoe out. It's clear he needs it. Maggie, you know, I think Gumshoe has been really worried about you through all this. I don't actually believe that, sir. But on that first day of the trial, he practically gave the judge a free pass to lock me up. He didn't have any choice, Maggie. He's a detective. He has to report the facts. He doubted me. That's why. He thought I might have done it. I've got to prove to her that Gumshoe really cares about her. I know. I'll give her a little present. So. Here you are. A present to celebrate your freedom. That's a present from Detective Gumshoe, made with a ton of love. He said you lost weight and he was worried about you. Detective Gumshoe. I actually really like weenies, you know. Did you guys hear that? I'm pretty hungry myself, you know. Yeah, trial dragged on a bit today, didn't it? Is it okay if I eat this now? Oh, a little CG. So, how is it, Maggie? It's really good. So the case of phony versus genuine comes to an end. The false allegations surrounding Maggie all cleared up. And who knows, maybe a whole new chapter of her life is about to start. We saved you again, Maggie.